I'm bad. Alright YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today, finally, we're tearing down the RM125. We've got quite a bit of work to do before we can actually get to that process, unfortunately. I gotta clean all the garage, start fresh, have everything organized. I gotta move the RZR to the other garage. I gotta move bikes around and figure out how I wanna have this laid out so I can maximize my space in here. So I gotta get at it, organize this, and then I will dive into that and start tearing it down. Hopefully get the whole bike torn down to the frame by the end of this video. We'll go from there, get this thing out first of all and out of the way. This is the biggest, this thing's taking up a lot of space. So I'll probably come back to you once I get everything organized. So quickly before I dive into this and everything, you have 3 days left to enter to win my 17 Cowie 250F. Every $5 spent gives you 1 entry on my website. Top link in the description if you want to win this thing. I'll ship it to you. It's ready to go. Got a bunch of aftermarket parts. Got brand new merch, the Dango Gripper GoPro mounts. Bunch of new stuff. Check it out. Like I said, if you don't want to miss out. And let's do a little run over on this thing. Alright, so finally got everything cleaned up, organized. I still don't know what I want to do with the bikes, how I want to organize it to fit the RZR back in here, if I want to keep the RZR over there. But for right now, I can at least tear this thing down, get it all done, have enough space to spread everything out, organize everything. That way I can put some of the stuff in boxes and baggies for when it goes back together. I'm not really using too much of the stuff that's on here, so a lot of it is going to get thrown out. Regardless, have everything organized. So if you haven't seen this thing, this is my 2003 RM125. Still unsure if I want to do a complete like 2019-2020 restyle kit, or if I want to do some of it restyled. I guess you guys will have to see come the reveal when it's finished. Giving it one last run over before we tear it down and get everything cleaned up. Do a little 360. I guess we'll get into tearing this thing down. If you guys are new and you want to see this thing from start to finish, transform into like a brand new RM125, make sure you're subscribed. Like the video if you're pumped to finally have me dive into this thing and get it torn down. I've talked about it for the past like month. Finally, it's time to tear this thing down. So with that, we'll start time-lapsing stuff and getting this thing hopefully down to the frame today. All right, and with that, I fully have pretty much, I mean, aside from a couple little things, which probably will get put into next teardown video and kind of cleaning up some of the parts of my own. Got it down to the frame. We got all, most of the parts that there's really not much to it. We got the engine, gas tank, subframe, airbox, shock, front brake. The rear brake is still on there because my Allen key kind of broke off. It's like a ball Allen key broke off in there, as you saw. So I'm gonna have to get the grinder out, slice it, and then use a flathead to get that out or something like that. And then the linkage will come off. Pegs are kind of holding the whole thing in place. And a few other little things as you've seen, but for the most part, thing is, I'd say, torn down. And then over here, there's really not much to it. Radiators, all the axles, stuff for the motor mounts, linkage, axles, and then the little electrical that there is on a two-stroke. So there's not much to it. Pretty much threw out every other hardware because I'm not using it. It's just a waste. I have a bunch of old hardware thrown everywhere that I'll never use. So I basically threw it out. We'll start fresh with a brand new spec bolt kit. I've got a bunch of these, and then we'll get a fresh one for the RM. We got the forks, the swing arm, stuff to disassemble. We'll get the parts washer, some fresh degreaser in there going. We'll get some of this grime and dirt off the motor, airbox, clean everything the best I can myself, and then obviously get everything vapor honed, cleaned up. I got to tear apart the engine, split the cases, do everything potentially in next build video. We'll see what I want to do, if I want to dive right into this or do some different things. So let me know what you want to see next as far as the build videos. You can get a better look on how beat this thing is overall. Get some fresh powder coat on here. Probably gonna just do the same as what's on here, like a dark gray, slate, whatever you want to call it. Then I threw out all the plastics because I'm not going to use those, obviously. So let me know in the comments what kind of parts you think I should order up for it, what companies I should reach out to get some parts for this thing. Obviously, Lectron will be on there. A couple other things, Spec Bolt, of course. All the Works edition, like nuts and bolts. Pivot Works, Wrench Rabbit. Pretty much tore this thing down in about, I'd say, an hour and a half total working time, and then time setting up the camera and getting some different angles, which adds time. So but with that, if you guys want to see more in the build, like I said, make sure you're subscribed, like the video. Don't forget, get your entries in to win my 250F. Top link in the description. Every $5 spent gives you 1 entry. If you want to follow the build on my Instagram before I actually post these videos, everything will be on @Project2Strokes account. I'll put it on the screen right here if you want to follow it. That's where I post every single kind of step-by-step as I'm tearing the bike down, pictures and videos days before the vlogs come out. So with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.